Hey YouTubers, I was on my way to Menards, saw a young, turned out to be a young button buck laying alongside the road kicking and a flopping. So I dialed 911, got the police out here. They dispatched the deer. Unfortunately, I couldn't just do it because then I'd be an outlaw, and I had to let that poor deer lay there and suffer until the police got there. So I called a friend of mine. He wants the deer meat. So I am going to process this deer down to quarters and get it ready for him when he's out squirrel hunting right now way up north, so he's going to come down and get it. But I'm going to process a deer. That means there's going to be blood, and there's going to be a deer being skinned and cut up. If that kind of thing bothers you, don't watch this. I don't want to hear all your nasty comments. There's people out there that want to learn how to do this. And I have a system in my shop here right behind me to process deer quickly, efficiently, and the way I do it. There's a multitude of ways of doing it. This is the way I do it, and I've been doing it this way for a long time, and it works for me. So if you want to see how I do it, how I process a deer, watch the video. If you're going to get all upset and butt hurt, don't watch the video. Well, I was headed to Menards to get some hardware, working on putting this baby back together. And I was about a quarter mile from my house and passed a little deer laying alongside the road, a kicking and a flopping. Called the police. They came out and signed it over to me. I called a young guy I know. He's got some kids and can use the meat, but he's out squirrel hunting right now. So I'm going to clean up the inside of the shop, and I'll show you how I process a deer. I told him I'd skin it, quarter it, and get it ready for him to take home, or wherever he's going to take it. Let's go in the shop. Okay, I gutted the deer alongside the road. I wonder how many people going by almost lost their breakfast because they're just sick. Anyone that thinks the internal organs that God created is sickening and makes them sick, they're the ones that are just sick. This is a marvelous creation, the way God created the internal organ system. It works, and it's a beautiful thing. And the people that get grossed out by it are just gross people. That's the only way I can put it. Now, we're going to get on with skinning this deer. I'm going to stop here and make an intro to warn people, because there are people that just will watch this video to get grossed out, to complain about my video, and get it demonetized or adults only. And there are youth in this country that want to learn how to do this kind of stuff. And then the people that just don't want anyone to learn anything will put a stop to it. So I'm going to do an intro video, then I'll be right back, but this will just continue on. So now we got that out of the way, you can see that I've skinned the hind legs down far enough that I've got some flaps of skin on both sides. This leg here is the one that must have got clobbered by the car. Hopefully this will hold so I can get it skinned. Now I got some plates here on the floor. Let me give you a close-up of what I've done here on the floor to help me do this. I also use it for skinning critters when I'm trapping. It works real good. Okay, you see that steel plate? Cobwebs and spiders. I don't know if you can see that eye bolt. I had a great big steel plate put down with that eye bolt in it underneath the concrete. Then they put a piece of PVC right there to make a place where I can do this.
Now, I searched all over and I couldn't find my golf balls, so I found some insulators. Hopefully they will work. Let me back you up so you can see what I'm doing. Okay. What I'm going to do is take this cable. It's got a snap on the other end, like a kind of like a carabiner type thing. And then I got a loop on this end. I'm going to put this insulator inside the skin here, put this loop over it, and tighten it down. And then I take this and hook it on that eye bolt. Now I have one over here on the other side, full of cobwebs and probably spiders and everything else. I think I'll vacuum those out when I'm all done. This little fellow, he's going to have a hard time stretching over there. Put that in there. Put the loop over it. Cinch it down. Now, in the last few years I've really noticed it. The grip in my hands have, arthritis is setting in. I can't pull on hides like I used to. So this has really come in handy for me. Let's back up and we'll see how this works. I did a video of this a number of years ago, but a lot of you probably haven't seen it. Okay, the hide is fastened to the floor. That's where this comes in. This was all designed when I built the barn 15 or 16 years ago just for this purpose. That sure beats tugging and pulling on these old hands of mine. I stopped right here at the front legs. I need to cut these legs off before I go any farther. It's been a long time since I've done this. Let's see if I can do it with a knife. I can't remember if you break them sideways. Yeah. Sorry I'm in the way. And let's see. I think it'll pull off. It's probably been 6 years since I cleaned a deer. Okay, this is just an old worn out sharpening steel that I picked up at some garage sale. Once I get it through, I use it to pull down like that. It also comes in handy when you're skinning a coon. Boy, that hurts my hands. I'm a whiner. My hands hurt. Ouch. Seeing how this is a nice slick steel, it lets that hide slide past it when you're pulling down like that. Let's pull it just a little bit farther, maybe. I think that's about all we're going to get. Where to lay my knife? Yeah, right there's the little nubs of his buttons. That's as far as I'm going to take it. Seeing as how it was still fastened to the floor, it didn't want to shake around a whole lot when I was cutting that. Let me get this cleaned up, lower him down, and we'll start cutting him up. Okay, from what I can see, inside and outside, this deer was hit right here, clear down to here. And there's a lot of broken stuff on the inside here, right on the back strap. First thing I'm going to do is cut both of these back straps out. Then we'll see how much damage there is. Try not to get in the way. Like I said, it's been a while for me since I've done this. And all this sinew here, we'll try to fillet that off after we're done. I've seen people just yank that out of there. I just haven't been able to do that. Maybe it goes back to that grip that I don't have. Looks like there's a little bone right there. I think if I take this front shoulder off, I can get more backstrap. Front shoulder is not actually attached to the skeleton, so you can just cut it off. If I'd have done this when the hide was still attached to the floor, I wouldn't have so much swinging around. I forgot about that. You can feel where that shoulder blade comes up here and stops, and cut in there. I'm sure professional butchers or people that do this a lot more than I do are cringing, but I'm just a hunter, not a professional. And out of practice hunter at that. Let's see how much of this is damaged. Come on, quit swinging on me. Okay, I have these old barrels like this that I use for gut buckets, and I just contacted the guy that's going to take the deer from me, and he said he doesn't want the ribs, and right now I don't want the ribs, so I think we're just going to drop it in the gut bucket. Let me get those tenderloins out of the inside there though. This one on this side is destroyed. There's a nice chunk of tasty meat right there. Okay, on this, oh, I forget what you call them, the spreader here, I made these hooks really hook a long way. Hopefully it'll hold the other side when I take this side off. There, now that one will hang there while I deal with this one. I cleaned off my countertop and then put butcher paper down. Let me turn the light on, maybe we can see a little better. Now I'm going to cut this off right here. I'm going to clean my hands off because I got a little hair on them.